Hey everybody, it's Katie2 here, and today we're going to talk about something that most artists has gone through at least once, but most likely dozens of times. Art block. Okay, so what is art block? I got this definition from Urban Dictionary, and I'm going to read it for you guys right now. Art block is the worst effing thing for an artist to ever encounter. It's when you run out of ideas to draw things off and temporarily lose all motivation to do anything art related. You'll often see artists on DeviantArt not post anything for a while and then come back complaining of an art block. Art block is when you want to draw, but every time you try, it feels like nothing good comes out or nothing comes out at all. You have zero motivation to do any art related stuff, and every time you try it leads up to frustration. Then you enter this horrible cycle of being frustrated, insecure, and full of self-doubt, and just think about giving up on art altogether. Ring a bell? Well, today I'm going to give you my 5 main tips to overcome art block, and I practice these tips religiously every time I feel like an art block is coming. But on the other hand, I'm going to talk about why I feel like art block is actually beneficial to you as an artist. Curious about that? Yeah, me too. I also have a little speed paint going on, so I can talk about art block while you watch me draw when I didn't have an art block. Let's do this. Have a source of inspiration. Every time making art starts feeling a little more difficult than normal, I search for new references. You see, references are important not only to learn how to draw new poses or specific objects or animals, but also as a source of inspiration. When you look at work that has the aesthetic you're going for, or just the vibe you want to channel with your own work, you're likely to feel inspired. With that in mind, I have a little Pinterest folder that I have created with inspirational work that I scroll through every time I feel like I don't know what to draw. You can do that on other social media like Twitter, Instagram, or even DeviantArt. Save the art of people who inspire you and look at it when you feel like you don't have any creativity within you. Keep in mind that I'm not talking about tracing or copying other people's work, just allowing them to inspire you. Consume art-related content. I am very likely to feel more focused on my artwork when I consume art-related content on the background too, especially YouTube. I always put some videos from art YouTube channels on the background while I draw, and watching this sort of content makes me want to create artistic content too. Whether it's speed paints, which have helped me improve my art significantly and are also a great source of inspiration for when I want to try new techniques. Art studio vlogs, artist alley vlogs, tutorials, or videos like this one. I always feel motivated to work by seeing other artists do their thing. I also feel like having an artistic workspace keeps me inspired, perhaps by having art prints hanging on my wall or anime figurines on my desk. Just being surrounded by art altogether makes it easier for me to draw inspiration to create my own artwork. Make personal art. If you work with art, you may feel like sometimes you get too many commissions at once and end up drawing only for other people for months at a time. Even though I personally feel like commissions are pretty fun, they do not have the same creative weight as drawing for myself. When you draw commissions, you do not have the freedom to experiment and be as creative as you can when you don't have other people's expectations to fulfill. This is why I think making personal art. Keep in mind that I consider making fan art of things you really love to be personal art too. Making personal art can be an amazing way to light up the artistic fire inside of you once again. Not only by being free to play with new poses, techniques, and not having to draw on a deadline, but also because you're drawing something you love, and that always makes the process more enjoyable. So try to squeeze in some personal art in between your commissions, because drawing for other people all the time may drain your creativity and make you feel frustrated and stagnated. Rest, but keep your mind at it. When you can't draw at all, you picked up the pencil, you drag it across the paper or tablet, whatever, and all lines just seem absolutely wrong. Well, some things you just can't force out of you. Sometimes you do need some fresh air. Clear your mind for a bit, distract yourself. I have learned that there's a way I can distract myself but also try to get inspired at the same time. There are certain things such as anime, video game, manga, my art, social media that distract me but build up inspiration in the background. So many times I have given up drawing, picked up Animal Crossing to play, and 40 minutes later I catch myself drawing Isabelle fan art. Whoopsie. Learning what sort of content does that for you is actually only possible by experimenting, but I think it's cool to consume entertainment that makes you want to make more art. It doesn't feel forced, and you're actually able to clear your mind a bit. Just be careful in order not to dwell on your distractions too long. Warm up by sketching. Make it a part of your drawing routine to warm up by sketching before you get to a big illustration. I cannot stress enough how important that is. When you start drawing for the first time on that day and you already want to jump into a big illustration, you may feel like you don't really have the technique to do that, and that will lead up to frustration. By sketching before you start that illustration, and I'm talking mindless sketching, like just drawing random sketchy OC headshots or whatever. By doing that, you will warm up and feel used to how holding and dragging that pencil across the paper feels. Then, when you start that other illustration, the process will feel more natural, and it's less likely you'll feel frustrated, which will avoid the whole cycle of I can't draw because I'm sad, and I'm sad because I can't draw. Now, why is art block a good thing? Art block is a sign that your current techniques, routine, environment, everything surrounding your art is perhaps not really working anymore. It will force you to look outside of your current little art world for inspiration. It will force you to take a much needed rest for a while. It will force you to search for brand new references and get out of your comfort zone in order to make new art. I always feel like I improve after a little art block, because the only way I can get out of it is by surrounding myself with things that make me want to change and get better, adapt, overcome. So let the art block come if it does, and work your way out of it. When you understand how it can actually be important for your path as an artist, you'll feel less desperate when it comes. So understand how art block can be important for you and enjoy the whole process of getting out of it, how it will make you improve and just make you a better artist in general. Okay, so these have been my 5 tips for overcoming art block. So let me know in the comments, like, have you ever heard of any of these tips? Have you ever tried any of these? Which one worked better for you? Please let me know. And thank you for staying with me up until the end of this video. And I'm going to see you next week. Bye.